Hey, everybody, we're live, Rebecca.
Hi.
Lovely to see you. Hey, everybody out
You
there.
too.
We've got Rebecca Combs from Design and Adorn with us today, which you know what that means, right? Do you guys know what Rebecca's going to be doing? She's going to be doing
Kumihimo.
Oh, always so fun. I love that I get my Kumihimo fix every time you get to come on for a beading party with us, Rebecca. For those of you that don't know who Rebecca is, she is from Design and Adorn. You can find out more at designandadorn.com, and you can also check out all of her beautiful kits as well as the kit that we'll be using today. She did some pre-orders before this so that you can have a kit in time, but she still has some available so you can purchase today as well. And Rebecca always does really, really detailed, gorgeous tutorials and kits, and also has beautiful color combinations and a large array of them. And I'm guessing that's probably the case with today's Shine On kit as well, Rebecca.
We do. We have several colors to choose from. I'm modeling a couple of these. They'll show up better when I drop to the hand camera. I know, wrong way, always.
I do that too. It's like, no matter how long I've been doing it, it's like you just wait. So you have a really fun project today that uses all soft flex. You were just telling me.
Yes, it's all soft flex all the time. We're gonna make a super long braid with a very fine, which is perfect for these teeny tiny little crystals we're gonna be braiding with.
It's so fun to see crystals. I feel like, you know, with all the crystal stuff that's happened recently in the last year or so, I just don't really see crystals that much at the moment. So I'm excited that you're bringing the sparkle today and we're going to have a crystally project.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So what I love about the Shine On is that you can wear it as a really long necklace, or you can do it as a multi-wrap bracelet. I'm actually going to switch.
Let me go pop you up.
You can actually
pop you up large.
Yeah.
Here.
So I've really been digging wearing them as just all the bling. I'm wearing two different.
I was just going to ask you. We're wearing
bracelets.
Two right now. Yeah.
I'm wearing two of them. Yeah. So this is the turquoise sky colorway.
It's really pretty.
And then, we've got the black beauty goes with absolutely everything. We still have the black in stock, and I know the turquoise sky is here, and then I'm going to be demoing with the metallic double rainbow.
So pretty.
Yeah, it's all sparkles, all of the sparkles.
I love it. And I see Damien is here in the background helping us out with some links. He's got some things he's popping in, like a kit and pattern PDF featuring soft flex wire from Rebecca at Design and Adorn. So you could find that in the live chat comments right now. And Rebecca was also telling me that she put together a whole collection of all of the projects using soft flex. So that's a fun link that you guys can go check out after the video too. We love seeing Kumihimo done in all these different ways, and Rebecca has used soft flex in lots and lots of different ways, but she usually does it with a combination of thread and soft flex. So this is pretty fun that this is all soft flex today.
Yeah, usually we do something like the basilica, where we'll have soft flex running through and we have some focal beads in the front. But this one, we're going to braid with the soft flex. And the reason I chose soft flex wire for this project is because, as you know, crystals often have little sharp edges. And these little tiny crystals would need to be on the Superlon Micro if we went that route. And I actually cut my Superlon when I was doing my test braid. So I'm like, uh-oh, we need something stronger here. So soft flex to the rescue.
Wonderful. And that is something that we've said.
Perfect.
Yeah, that is one reason, you know, something we do say, and we probably haven't said it really that much recently, but when you're using a beading wire like Softlex, it is because it helps to combat that abrasion that happens with things like crystal beads, also things like some metal beads, or some beads that are like trade beads that might be really rough on the inside. So there's a lot of materials like that where, you know, something like Rebecca just said could happen, where the string could get cut because of the abrasion level of the actual material. And that's when Softlex is a wonderful alternative to give a try to on a Kumihimo round disc today. So what size is the disc that you're using?
The disc is 4 inches. Generally, I would say that it doesn't super matter what size disc you're wearing, but using. If you have a 4-inch, though, I would choose the 4-inch over the 6-inch for this project, just because it'll help you get a little bit closer to the ends of your wire. If you're trying to go for the maximum length on the kit, it'll just be slightly easier for you.
That makes sense.
So there's a ton of beads to string here, so I didn't want to bore you guys. So I'm only going to show you stringing 1 warp, because there is a trick that makes it so much easier.
Okay, well, hold that thought.
Okay.
I'm gonna come right back.
I forgot.
I'm going to come right back to you, only because my other device doesn't have
camera's going to die.
Doesn't have a whole lot of memory on it.
Oh,
right? No. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop over here for just a second. We just at Softlex Company, we just loaded up a closeout sale. We're doing a summer clearance. So we put a whole bunch of new things on closeout, and these are a few of them. We've got all of these
so pretty
check glass bird coins, which are so lovely. Some of them are down to just like 3 or less. So they're kind of like some of our limited, stock. And then, and we knocked everything down at least. I think the beads were all 20%, and then there's an extra 10% happening this week only. We've got these really great owls, which are awesome. I love this color. It's like a green and copper color here. So those were marked down. All of these arabesque beads, which are check glass in 4 different colors, those were marked down. And this pretty little, or not really that little, but this pretty pendant, ceramic pendant. I might use this on my Monday.
How cute is that?
Isn't that cute? I might use this on Monday's video. It's, the colors are kind of subtle, like there's green, blue, and a little bit of pink, but they might not pick up on the camera that well. They look better.
It has kind of like a raccoon vibe.
It does. It does have a little bit of that because of the kind of gradient of color that's on there. So those are just some of the items. If we had some stuff that was already on closeout, we've marked them down even deeper discounts. We have some findings that we marked down about 15%. We have these crystal spacer beads that are in there in all sorts of different crystal colors, and everything in closeout is while supplies last. You don't need a coupon. You just have to shop our closeout category and add it to your shopping cart, and you'll see that discount. It's not valid with any other order discounts though. So it's, you get the closeout sale or you get your order discount. So there you go. Summer sale up to 60% off, because some things are marked down 50%, and then you'll get an extra 10 on those. So anywhere from 15 to 60% off is what you're going to pretty much get over in the closeout summer sale. We also are having the sale on our outlet. There's just a couple of things in our outlet, but that category is on sale too. So you can go check that out, and you can find all of that at softlexcompany.com. It's good until Tuesday, July 16th, or while supplies last. All right. Well, I'm going to pop my camera back off and bring Rebecca back in. Let's see here. And this way I don't have to worry about my phone dying. We did.
Perfect.
We did the thing.
Excellent. All right, so if you like leave here today with one piece of information about how to make this project easier, it's leave the beads on the string they come on. So when you open up your kit, they're going to be tied together like this. They're wrapped in tissue for transit, of course. But I want you to leave them on the string. I have made 3 of these fully now. And the first one, I cut the beads and put them on my fuzzy mat, and I'm picking them up one by one. And I have to tell you, that was really, really slow going and frustrating because there's, I don't know, like 1,000 beads in this project.
Mm.
So,
and then once they're out, it's sometimes hard. You have to really think about where's the hole, and you got to pick each one
exactly.
up. Yeah,
exactly. It's hard to find the hole, especially on some of like the lighter, more translucent colors. So leave them on the string, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have one left, so that's where all the rest of mine I've already cut away because I've strung them. So I'm going to push the beads towards the top. There's a little bit of like slack on the line. So now that I have a little bit of room down here, I'm just gonna stick the wire in there. As many beads as I can go. If I can only get a few beads, that's okay. And I can also sort of like roll them. That sometimes helps line up the holes. And then let's see, how far did I go? There we go. So now the wire's coming out. So I'm gonna pull a little bit, and then I'm going to do it again, working my way up this string of beads. And I'm not cutting either end of this until I'm done transferring it onto the soft flex.
Awesome. So do you have the soft flex on a spool right now, or?
Yeah, so the soft flex is already on the disc. So it comes pre-cut in your kit with a little knot. So I've just put it on here in our standard starting position. So that's 2 each way.
Mm-hmm.
It would be on the dots, but I already started braiding because when you're doing stuff with the teeny cord, it takes a long time.
Right. So you kind of wanted to get it going.
I want to give us a little bit of a head start here. But yeah, it'll look like this. You have, 2 at each dot. And then I'm just picking up my beads here.
Such a good tip to not take them off, because I know for me, that is my tendency to just be like, cut it off and take all the beads.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it's a lot more difficult to, you're making it much longer process for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And they do have pretty small holes, so it can be hard to see once you take them off the string. When they're on the string, the holes are, mostly lined up. So they're just a lot easier to work with. Now, as I'm pulling my soft flex through, I am trying to keep this here in a nice loop. I don't want to like pull hard on it. I don't want to kink it. It's pretty forgiving, but I don't want to put any like hard corners in it.
That makes sense. Caroline has a question for you, Rebecca.
Yeah.
She's saying, I have a question about the cording material. Can we use Ceylon fine or Ceylon regular for the heavier beads?
So for these crystals, no, because it'll cut it. Most of the projects we do braid on Ceylon. Usually the size 18. It just depends on the size seed beads you're using? I have a clarifying question. What heavier beads?
That was good info.
Yeah.
Let us know, Caroline, if you have a bead in mind.
Fine. Yeah. Yeah. So like on the basilica necklace, this portion where the Kumihimo is, this is on the size 18 Superlon. Superlon and Ceylon are the same. Superlon is just the word that flows out of my mouth most regularly.
Are they just a similar type of material, or are they actually?
They are like literally the same. Okay. They're just different distributors.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cynthia is wondering, can you use a bead spinner with the Softflex and the crystals?
No.
Yeah, I've never used a bead spinner.
Here's why.
So
the reason you cannot use a bead spinner for this project is because the Softflex will not fit through the hole twice. And it would need to if you used a needle of any sort.
Oh, I see. Because you'd have to fold it over, put it on a needle.
You'd have to fold it over. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because these are just too tiny, these holes.
They're too tiny. Now, would these crystals work generally in a bead spinner? I don't know. That's a maybe. So beads other than seed beads don't always work in a bead spinner because of the hole size. There has to be enough room for the needle to like catch the hole, and then the force of the spinning to push it up the needle. If the hole is too small, it's one of those things like, yeah, you can do it, but there's no time advantage in the attempt because it doesn't work well.
So I have a few people asking what those beads that you have on your table, the two-tone beads over there. Ginny's asking what color are those laying on the table?
So the ones laying on the table, I haven't made a kit of yet because I only have enough for one kit.
Ooh.
The turquoise. The turquoise sky also uses the two tones. They're just lighter.
So that's the one that very well. Yeah, that one's really pretty.
It's really pretty. Yeah, so it's the turquoise and then like a light blue, whereas this one's like turquoise and dark turquoise. But I don't have them here just to tease you. It's because I'm going to talk about how the color blocking works in the turquoise sky.
I thought you were just being a big tease, Rebecca.
No. I mean, I could, if you guys come up with a name, I can like name it and put it on after the show. But I have literally one kit's worth of those beads. It's just one of those things, you know, sometimes you get beads and you're like, yeah, you're going to send me enough to make a bunch of kits. And then you actually receive the order. You're like, no, here's enough for one kit.
So if you all come up with a name, Rebecca will think about putting one kit up there with that name.
It will not be immediately after the show because Richard is waiting at the airport right now for a pickup.
Oh,
so
poor Richard.
I will go pick up. Yeah, Richard is potentially watching now. I think their flight's supposed to land. Maybe it's like 3:20, 3:15, something like that. Their flight's supposed to land at the Tucson airport. I'm like, okay, I'll get you after the show.
Well, that's what I told my husband too. He was like, oh, I'll give you a call later. And I'm like, well, I have a show. You can go onto Softflex's YouTube channel and see when I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said, don't call me. I'll call you.
Right. Exactly. Let's see. Okay, Caroline is saying, okay, I see now that you're using Softflex for the crystals and that she's asking about for size 8 beads. I guess you're saying seed beads. Would you use
for size 8 seed beads? Yeah, absolutely. I would use the Ceylon.
Awesome.
Yeah. So one thing about the Softflex is that when you braid with it, it actually makes the beads sit a little bit further apart. Let's see if I can like zoom in. So this was a test braid. So it's the gray soft flex, so you can kind of see it. So do you see how there's a little bit of space in between the beads? On seed beads, I wouldn't be so keen on this, but with the crystals, it's actually an advantage because it keeps the crystals from rubbing together and also lets more light in between the crystals so you can get the sparkles, so you can get the reflection off of the facets all the way around. So that's another advantage of the soft flex with the little crystals here. Okay, so I have run my very fine soft flex all the way to the end of the line here. Now I need to cut one end of this. Your life is going to be easier if you cut the end of the string that's closest to your disc. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. So I'm gonna scoot my beads away from this end so that I have room to get in here with my scissors. I'm gonna cut that temporary string that they came on. That's that hot pink string. And then I can just start pulling my crystals off the string and down the soft flex. And then, oops, get the string out of here. And one more trick for working with the soft flex. So soft flex is more expensive than just nylon cord, obviously. So you don't have as much extra string as you normally would. So rather than tying this onto the bobbin with a slip knot, I have popped out the weight. These weighted bobbins, you just open it and pull back and the weight pops out. And I'm going to just set the soft flex across the back and then shove the weight back in. Now this is locked on here.
Oh.
It gives you something to pull against, right? So, because you need that tension. Otherwise, the soft flex is going to want to just like spring back when you wind it. But this way you can go like this close to the end of your wire without your bobbin falling off.
That is a great tip. I love that. I don't actually have any of those weighted ones yet. I just use a regular bobbin. So that is a good reason for me to get weighted ones.
Yes, because otherwise it can be like really frustrating when the wire starts to unspring and wants to fall down.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm winding these up, I'm keeping my crystals together as a group, and I'm leaving, you know, like 1 to 2 inches of working. I'm gonna call it thread. It's not thread, but that's just the word that comes out of my brain here because I'm used to saying it. So my working thread. So now I have beads on all of these. Now, before I start braiding, let's talk about how do you string your beads if you have one of these color block kits, the turquoise sky. So I don't know if it is really showing up on camera here. Maybe I need a different color background.
Oh yeah, you can see that a bit better. It was pretty on the other background, but that's the contrast is better there.
The contrast helps. So you can see like in the light section here, it's light blue. And then there's just like a dot of the darker turquoise. So if you want that look, and of course it explains this in the instructions, you're going to string up almost all of them, string up 7 of them going one way. So, right, they're in light dark blocks. They're like A, B, A, B, A, B. Take your last one and string it the other direction. B, A, B, A, B, A. And that way you'll have one that's the contrast color. You don't have to. I just thought it was a fun little pop.
Yeah, I think it's pretty when you see the little ombre kind of effect.
Yeah, got a little something. So I have clipped my center weight on here. So we pre-knotted the wire for you. So we cut it and we tied a knot in the middle, and the knot doesn't have any tails. And again, that's just us trying to be conservative with the wire. The reason we knotted it was so that when you're setting up, that way you can't accidentally pull it out of center. My very first one that I made, I'm like, I don't need a knot. We'll just do a no knot start from the center. But the wire's really slippery in here. So as soon as I started fiddling with one, I yanked it. And then my braid ended up a little bit shorter than I had planned because one was significantly shorter because I yanked it out of center. So yours have a knot so that it can't run away. And we're going to do our classic Congo Gumi moves. So that's top right down, bottom left up, turn the disc, top right down, bottom left up, turn the disc. You want about a 1/2 inch of nubbin of just braided wire with no beads. You can take a look at the end caps in your kit. The end caps are going to go over the wire portion. So what you might do is after you've braided this up and you're like, yeah, I think I have plenty there. I just want you to hold up your end cap and go, yep, that little nubbin is at least as long as my end cap, so that you have enough to finish your braid. And I pre-braided so that you won't have to watch that happen all day long. So this is plenty long. And now I'm going to start putting in beads. The moves are the same. And I'm just going to slide a bead up and let it catch under that very first cord that it comes to. Now, I don't usually braid with it on a stand, but setting it on this little cup can help me zoom in so you can actually see it on camera. I see my little bead right there.
It's so tiny.
I know. Everything here is so tiny. At least it's sparkly. At least it catches the light. You can kind of see the facets of the bead. And then I do the same one coming over here. So see how they sit in there. And then I'm going to turn the disc and go around again.
And you want to make sure that crystal kind of catches underneath, right?
Yes, it's going to catch underneath the very first perpendicular wire that it comes to. So it goes up and just catches. So whoop, like it's just walking along and it trips on that wire.
Ilyanka is wondering, what size are the crystals?
These teeny tiny crystals are 2 millimeters.
So pretty when you have those teeny tiny ones, though.
They're so worth it. Yeah, they're really sparkly. They have great facets. And I just love how this looks.
Oh, that's nice to see that
stacked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim is saying that she learned left up, then top right down. Is this the same? I think it is, right? Because you go top down, left up. You're basically doing the same thing.
Yeah, she's doing left up first. It's the same.
Yeah,
that's the same. No problem. Yeah, this is the metallic double rainbow color. I just cannot wait to see this braided up. It's like double dunk AB, right? So it's just like really heavily metallic with the purples and the golds and the turquoise.
Yeah, this one's going to be pretty. Does it have like a black base cut to it?
Yeah, the base glass is black.
Yeah. So pretty. I see a few of you are starting to enter the giveaway. I have a giveaway going on the video, and you just have to use the hashtag sparkle to be entered in, and we will choose a winner at the end of our video.
Yeah,
and is
so
can she also use bicone beads in a similar way?
Yeah, they don't quite sit the same, but yeah, you can braid with bicones.
I think that's the difference, right? I mean, when it comes to the technique, a lot of the braiding part is the same with your projects. It's just how it's put, how it's finished, how it's put together, the materials that you use, and the bead changes. So the bead sizes, the bead shapes. And so you probably, you probably even have a project you've done with the bicone at some point.
Yes, it's, oh, sorry, I like left the frame. There we go, try to stay centered. Yeah, I don't know where it is anymore. It's from like 2014 or something. I taught a project at the Bead and Button show called Crystal Kumihimo, and it was 4mm bicones on either fine or medium soft flex, and then we wire wrapped the ends to make our own like end caps. We did like kind of like a messy bird's nest type situation. And then it was braided satin cord on the back. So yeah, you can absolutely braid with bicones. They don't sit the same way in the braid.
Right. Cynthia just picked up the turquoise sky. She can't wait. It is a beautiful color.
Yeah, I am thrilled with how that one came out. I love everything turquoise. I think it's my favorite color.
Yes, it's definitely a fan favorite too. It's almost, I consider it, like we always say, it's like a neutral. It goes with everything.
It does. It does. Fun fact, so does olive green.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that statement.
Yeah, I like olive green pants that I'm like, these are neutral. Anything can go on top.
This is going to be a fun, like once we start to see the braid come together, a little reveal for this particular color, because I think it's going to pick up all those different AB finishes on top.
Yes, let me see if I can like maybe see a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about safety when you want to look at your braid underneath. So it's very tempting to just take your disc and flip it over. And I implore you, do not do that, especially when you have this very, very slippery soft flex, very fine on here. If I were to just take the disc and flip it so I could see the braid, chances are good I would lose one or more of these warps. Having said that, I'm going to have to flip it over because I have to have it on camera. If I were not doing this on video, I would look up like this, right? I would just, you can see that, I just like lift up. Oh, there, I see my braid. It looks good. But since you can't see like that, I am going to flip it, but I'm going to hold everything with my hand so that I don't lose anything.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
there
yeah.
It is.
There it is. Look at that sparkle. It's so metallic-y. It's really pretty.
Yeah, so it's
Maria,
also
I
there.
like the way you think. She said, I couldn't decide on a color, so I bought them all.
That's the way to do it. Good strategy.
They will look fabulous together as a necklace. They would, just having multiple
Yes.
ropes like
Oh.
that. Oh my gosh.
And I thought that might be the case. So I made sure to put the silver colored findings on all of them in case you wanted to wear them together.
Oh my gosh, you're so thoughtful, Rebecca.
Yeah.
That is so great that you thought of that. Because it would be
Yeah,
really,
so
really pretty.
so all of them, like initially I'm like, oh, these are all silver, but this one, the metallic double rainbow, it could really go either way. But I'm like, let's do silver so that we can wear them in a stack.
Very cool. And the same for the bracelets, I guess that's true, because you have two on
Yeah.
and now they're, they match their findings, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Maria said she just finished her Forged in Fire necklace, and this one is up next. That was a beautiful design too. The Forged in Fire was really pretty.
Oh, I just love those pendants.
I'm guessing the pendants were the inspiration for that one, right? You probably got those first.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're all like raku pieces. So when you're looking at your kit and you have your little like stringing chart, in some of our other projects we like count out the beads. Well, we didn't count these beads. We just strung the whole thing because they're too tiny. No one wants to sit and count these out. So you're just going to braid until it's as long as you want it to be. And if you have extra beads, you'll just take off the extra beads at the end. And when you're thinking about which size you want to make, the chart has like, this is the finished length, and then this is the size wrist it'll fit if you do it as 3 wraps. This is the size wrist it'll fit if you do it as 4 wraps. If you want to stack the bracelets, if you know going in, I want to wear 2 bracelets at the same time, you might consider making them different lengths, right? Like as you move up your arm is bigger than your wrist. So mine are different lengths.
Good point.
Or not, you can just do one of them as a 3 wrap and one of them as a 4 wrap. If you want them to both be the same length.
I think that I like it. I like the bracelet, but I love the idea of a long, sparkly rope.
Yes.
I'm digging that right now. That's just my mood I think I'm in, because it just depends on the day.
Right. And well, because it's so thin, right? It's about like 6 millimeters in diameter. I think it makes a great stacking piece as a necklace as well. So you could stack it like multiples of the shine on, or you could just stack it with other things in your collection.
Very cool.
Yeah, and as you're braiding, see how I've run out of beads on this one? You might be tempted to just pull on the bobbin, because if you do that, you will get beads out from under there, but you can extend the life of your tools by popping this open and unwinding it rather than dragging beads under the lip of the plastic. It just helps your bobbins stay nice longer.
And you do sell these bobbins, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. They're on our website in the tool department. You can get a set of the 8 weighted bobbins by themselves, or you can get it in the toolkit that has the 8 weighted bobbins, the Kumihimo disc, and the center weight.
Emily from Motorcrafts is asking, in general, can a triple bracelet convert to a necklace?
In general, yes. Yeah. I mean, people's bodies come in different sizes and shapes, so that is not universally true. But generally speaking, Yes. So like if you had like, you know, with triple wraps, it's not exactly like the length of your bracelet, but let's say that you have like a 6-inch wrist. So a 3-wrap bracelet would be at least 18 inches long. So yeah, that's a necklace. Is that a necklace that fits you? It depends on how you like to wear your necklaces. But if you had like an 8-inch bracelet, you know, that would be like about a 24-inch necklace, roughly speaking. Yeah, I do. I mean, I've done this with some other pieces where I like sometimes wear it as a wrap and I sometimes wear it as a necklace. I would just say you want to give some thought to what sort of clasp you put on that. So I picked this ball and socket because this is one that I can do as a bracelet by myself, but it's also, you know, small and unobtrusive on a bracelet. Like you might put a lobster claw on a necklace, but I personally kind of struggle with lobster claws on a bracelet. I call those my friendship bracelets because I have to get somebody to help me.
That's very cute. Those are sweet little clasps that the little, I've never used them.
Yeah.
But I've seen our friend Cassandra use them a lot too. So
yeah, they're just called like a ball and socket. And basically they work like a snap.
Right. She just kind of snap them open, snap them closed.
Mm-hmm. I will say, like, pro tip for me, when I go to put them on, I like the ball side to start on my wrist, and then I wrap around and finish with the loop side. It's just easier for me through trial and error.
To push down on it, to snap it
push down.
Rather than trying to kind of fit it in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, magnetic is a good option too, Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Magnetic is a little more, you have to kind of test them out, I think, because not all magnet clasps are made the same. But if you find a good one, that's a great option.
Yeah, the tricky thing with magnets is if you also want it small, usually the size of the magnet is like proportional to the strength of the magnet.
Good point.
And I really wanted something petite because the crystals are tiny. The bracelet is pretty petite, so I didn't want anything too big on there. But yeah, if you could find a nice strong magnet, that would work great also.
I pulled out a necklace that I made with soft flex wire and seed beads because I did, in this case, I think the gap and seeing the wire, because it's a colored wire, works for the design.
Nice.
And
nice.
I wanted to show that to you. I might have shown this to you before though, but I haven't done one in a while, and I would like, you're inspiring me to do one right now. Right this second.
Do it.
Speaking of inspiration, I got to see Rebecca in person a few weekends. Was it last weekend, Rebecca?
The weekend before. Yeah.
Before.
That was so much fun.
It was so much fun. We got to paint together and it was lovely. Rebecca came here to my studio and we painted flowers, and it was a great day.
Yeah, it was awesome. And now I keep looking at everything going, I could paint that. I could paint on that. I should paint that. So I already had a tendency to just like paint things, but I was usually just painting a solid color, and now I'm just like, I don't have to do a solid color.
Right? I could just play with it and see what happens and use all sorts of colors and textures.
Exactly. Exactly. So I was just at Home Depot and I bought a bunch of the little sample sizes of the exterior paint in like 6 different colors. I'm like, okay, I gotta paint
I love it.
thing outside.
Well, I was just thinking right before you said that, you know, Rebecca also does some fun woodworking for hobby, and that would be a perfect opportunity to paint things.
Yep, I have a table that's waiting to be refinished. I'm like, all right, table, you're gonna get some paint.
Mm-hmm. My coffee table I've had for going on 25 years, I think. It's a wooden, like heavy coffee table that I've painted multiple colors throughout the years. Right now it's white, but it's been blue and it's been green and it's been green and white together. And whenever I just feel like changing it up, you could just paint it. It's great.
That's the beautiful thing about paint.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Now we're really getting somewhere. Oh, that is a beauty. So this is, what is the name of that color again? It's double rainbow.
I think it's called double metallic rainbow.
Metallic rainbow. Marlene says sparkle is all the rage right now. Yes, we are definitely sparkling with this kit.
Yeah.
And the kit is called Shine On, and you can find it at designandadorn.com. I know there's been some links shared, but I figured I'd just say it again for anyone new joining us.
Yeah, so this braid is a great one to you just set it up and then you're just going to be braiding for a while. So this might be a nice summer road trip project if you're the passenger. Obviously, please don't braid and drive.
It's great when you're the passenger, though.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Or even on an airplane, things like that. I've done that plenty of times too.
Yeah, it's totally self-contained, so you can just, you know, set it up at home and just braid, and everything is there. So once you have braided it as long as you want it to be, you know, just measure it. You're just going to braid another 1/2 inch without beads so that you have a little unbeaded section, just like at the beginning. And then you're going to pinch it underneath, take everything off, and tie a knot. I'm a pretty fast braider, but I'm not fast enough to have braided this whole thing yet.
24 inches of it.
24 inches? Yeah. Nope, not in like 30 minutes. Even with my pre-braiding, I'm not that fast. But I will show you guys how to bind on here. I got it long enough for that. So for this project, we're using crimping end caps. So the end cap itself has a built-in crimp in the middle, and it's going to go right over this unbeaded braid. The end of the end cap is open. Like you can see, there's like a hole there. So in the kit, we included some binding thread in either white or black to match your wire, just because it's potentially visible at the right angle. Normally I say it doesn't matter what color your binding thread is because it's going to be completely covered up. But this time you do want it to be a match. The Soft Flex Very Fine only comes in the 3 colors. It comes in black, white, and the silver satin. So all the kits are either black or white. So you have black or white binding thread. I'm going to use orange though, so that maybe you can see it on camera. Because you definitely will not see it if I use black against that black wire.
Right. For our demonstration purposes, we want to see it. But
we want to see
want it to match.
Yes, you will want it invisible, but invisible is not good for a video demo. So I've cut about 18 inches of thread, and I'm going to pull it to relax it. So it just came off the spool and it's kind of curly. If you're taking it out of the kit, it'll have little kinks from being on the little cardboard bobbin. So just give it a gentle tug so that it relaxes. It's easier to work with. And I'm going to place my loop so that the loop is pointing towards the beads. And I'm just gonna take the longer end of my cord and I'm gonna wrap around this little braided nubbin. And normally we only go around like 4 or 5 times, but this time we're gonna go around extra because we are trying to make it a bit wider than usual.
So when you're saying that, are you going on top of the ones you've already put there, or are you moving up the...
I'm moving up the braid. Each wrap is next to the one before rather than on top of. So they're not stacking up on top of each other. They're going next to each other. So this little wrapped area gets wider and wider with every pass. And so just for the camera, I'm like holding my fingers way out of the way. Normally I have everything like smushed underneath my fingers to hold it better, but then you wouldn't be able to see what was happening. All right, so I've gone around and I am going to find my end cap here, and I just want to confirm, I want it to be shorter than my end cap. Don't count the loop, but shorter than like the part that can go inside. Yeah, so that's good. They're mostly the same length, but the wraps are in fact shorter. So now I'm going to take the working thread and I'm going to go through this loop that's just been hanging out on my braid. And here I do have to reposition my hands because I can't get in here. Oh, and my loop kind of shrank while I was doing all that. It's okay. Let me get in here a little. There you go. There's my loop. Tiny little loop. So I take the longer thread, that's the working thread, and I go through the loop. And I pull the tail so the loop closes, and I'm keeping an eye on that loop while it closes to make sure I don't catch any of my beads.
I'm fascinated because I've never done this part before.
So this is my little binding, and I'm just going to tie an extra square knot on the end of this.
Ooh, you got a little too close.
Did it? Too close, too close. Unzoom. Unzoom. You know, the more I zoom, the smaller my frame is. Okay, so I put a square knot on top of this. Now I can get rid of all of these extra threads. Just snip them really, really close. You don't need those. All right, this is gonna go right on there. So I'm gonna take my, I really am gonna have an orange binding under there. Okay.
That's it. You went for it.
I did it. I did it. All right. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to cut this very close to the binding, but I'm not going to cut the binding off. Whew, there it goes. Oh, actually, I'm not that committed because I forgot to bring the glue in.
Emily would like you to zoom in a little bit more, just not as close as we did before.
More zoom. Okay. So I've cut off the end. Here's my binding. I forgot to grab my glue, but you're going to take a toothpick and just put like a drop of E6000 in here and just push and twist right on there. And then, do you see how there's like 2 little cuts on the end cap, like here in the middle? That middle section is where you squeeze. So you take your chain nose pliers and you just squeeze in the middle. I'm not going to do that because I don't have any glue in here. But you want a little bit of glue in there and then just going to squeeze, flip it over, squeeze it again. I'll show you on this one. So see how like the middle section is flat? That's where it got squeezed.
Very pretty end cap, yes. Maria says she loves those end caps.
Yeah, I like them too. I put the glue in there for extra security, but they're pretty solid just with the crimping. Normally I say you need to wait 24 hours to wear it, but on all of these I did in fact crimp them and then put them on my wrist and walk away. So they're a little bit more of an instant gratification project. Once you have braided up your 1,000 crystals, then it's instant gratification.
Right. Just at the end, then you could finally say, I can wear this now. I don't have to wait another day.
Right. You don't have to wait another like day. You're just like, ta-da, I'm all set. And then you just use your jump ring to put your clasp on there. One at each end. And yeah, that's the shine on. That's what it looks like.
Beautiful.
When you
It's
have it
really
on
lovely.
your wrist. Yeah, and it's very lightweight too. It's very comfortable.
I feel like it could even be something that as a cord, you could probably like attach a bail to it if you wanted to, and use it as a cord as well, like a pendant if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could especially like this black one would be like a really good just like all-purpose sparkly cord because the end of this is pretty thin. So especially the ball side of it.
Those larger kind of bails. Yeah, like
if you have a larger like let's say maybe like at least 6 millimeters, maybe 8 millimeter inside diameter, it would fit right over that, and you could have changeable pendants for it.
Very cool.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, I think it's such a great project. I love it. And the end caps, it's funny, like just the little end caps in that clasp. They're simple and dainty, and they really make a beautiful finish at the same time, So
yeah.
So
I like them. Just really clean. Oh yeah, a pinch bail would work too.
Yeah, because you can put it around the outside. Very cool. Thanks, Rebecca. So you guys go check her out at Design and Adorn and pick up one of these Shine On kits and make your own, because it's a beautiful project. I want to bring in my camera one more time. Yeah. Since I've got a little and I want to show my Kumihimo project.
Oh, let me see.
So let's see.
I love it.
So I'm a lover of black and brown together. I think it's like a fun, elegant color combination. So this is our, I think it was.
Is it copper?
I actually think it was our butterscotch topaz, which is a discontinued color, but it's very close to copper. It just doesn't have that shine that copper has. It's more of a matte finish. And then I used the black seed beads on there, and I just love the little peek out of that brown wire.
Oh yeah. Oh, it really ties in with your end caps.
It does. And then on the end caps, I just have so the way I finished it here is I just pulled the soft flex up through the end cap and did a crimp and then looped it right there. I'm getting a little, I don't know, it's there we go. So what
did you do with the other 7 pieces of soft flex?
Okay, so there's another crimp underneath here.
Okay.
That crimps all of the wires together, and then I trim off the 7 and leave 1, right? Because there's 8 total.
There's 8, yeah.
So there's like a bigger crimp underneath here that crimped all of them together, trim them all except for one, and then you slide on an end cap, and then you do your regular one little loop crimp at the end. And that's how I finished that one off. But yeah, it's a fun and I think with this one, I was trying to just see what it looked like to do a focal. This reminds me of your double rainbow kind of color combo.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Just bigger. This is like those cathedrals.
Are those cathedrals? Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's like a little cluster focal in the front. But
and are those pendants on your tray?
Oh yeah, I've been playing. Well, actually, these are earrings. They could be pendants, but they're really big earrings. We had a kit last month in which we gave these wooden pieces and some book pages, and I did a little mixed media project with them and made these earrings. But they could also be a pendant if they're too big for you. You could just attach it like a pendant instead.
Oh yeah,
and I was
put a giant jump ring on the top to make a veil too.
Yeah, totally. We got some glaze in after the fact, so that's what I was doing while you were working away. I was just kind of giving a little glaze to them to seal it. And this one I ended up. What was that?
It does. It says Bridgerton.
It does. Yes. It's nice. One of the book pages that one of the books Joyce ripped up for the kit was a Bridgerton book. So this one says Bridgerton, and then I have you're kind of missing a little bit of it, but it says whistle down starting here.
Okay.
So I tried to keep it when I saw it, like, oh, let me get that in there. So so I was just kind of glazing that in the background. I know they're fun as pendants too. They are, if you're not afraid of big earrings, which sometimes I just love a really big earring, that is, that's what I was.
Oh, those are great.
But it's totally fine for a pendant too. Like if that's not your jam, if it's a little too big for you.
Or both. Giant earrings with a pendant.
Well, that's I only got 2 in the kit. So that's what someone was saying. You have to make a third one. So you've got a pendant too.
Yes. Sometimes more is more.
More is more, right? Just go for it. Throw it all on there. Let's go back here. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with, Rebecca? Is there anything else you'd like to share before you go? I do have to pick a winner too. So
okay. Papyrus kits, we have a few left of these in stock. We are finishing up making them. I think there are maybe only like 5 or 6 of the papyrus kits left. And we are still having lots of fun with the Harmony. This is a different braid structure. If you guys wanted to learn how to do a half round braid,
whoa, that's really neat. I've never done that braid before. Cool.
Yeah, so it's flat on the back and then domed on top. This is another braid that looks really, really good in soft flex. I might have to do a bracelet
structure of it. Yeah, it almost has that sculptural look with the round, the doming aspect. So
yeah, I used this braid in my second book with soft flex and did it up in 2 colors, and it was really awesome. So those are some of the things that we have going on right now on our website.
Woohoo! So go check it out. Go check out Design and Adorn and pick up the Shine On kit that we shared today and look around and grab some others for all different techniques and ideas. Rebecca does amazing instruction. As you can see from this video, super thorough, really good with being clear. And I know that she usually has like a printout too, I think, with most of your kits. Yeah,
for sure. Everything has a printout.
Right on. Okay. All right. Let's pull up our giveaway. We're going to give away one of these little bird coin, these check glass bird coin beads today from our closeout summer sale. We've got 67 of you entered. Here's your last chance to get that entry in. Use hashtag sparkle. I think I'll do the turquoise color. We were talking turquoise, and we'll do these sweet little turquoise bird coins. Candy says that she did your bauble Kumihimo necklace and she loves it.
Yay.
I bet. They're always such beautiful projects and very thoughtfully put together. So we have a little bit of a new system with our giveaways, because sometimes, if the person's not here anymore or whatever. So I'm going to choose a winner. We give you up to 3 minutes to let us know in the comments that you are here, because you must be here to win. And if that 3 minutes comes up and I go and draw another name, then the first person forfeits their prize and the prize goes to the next person. So be sure to perk up, be ready if I call you, and let us know in the comments that you're here as soon as you hear your name. And this way we can make sure we don't have to draw a second winner. But sometimes people walk away, or they have, they have to close out for whatever reason. So we want to be able to have a winner. We have a little time frame that we've got now in place. All right. So here we go. Got 70, looks like 73 of you that have entered. And we're off. Let's see who our winner is today. I know the birds are so sweet. These little bird coins.
Yeah, they're really cute.
Anne, are you still here? Oh, Nishioka? Did I say your last name right? Anne Nishioka? I know you were here in the beginning. I remember chatting with you. I hope you're still here. Let us know in the comments. Timer starts now.
Yeah, okay.
There she is.
Oh, yay!
Awesome. Yay. Awesome. Congratulations. And please go ahead and email us at info@softluxcompany.com. Let us know your shipping information, and we will get your prize out in the mail to you. It will be a turquoise strand of our check glass bird coins. And for everyone else, go check out our summer sale over at softluxcompany.com, up to 60% off on select items. Lots of great deals. New stuff was added today, and then deeper discounts on things that were there already. So be sure to check it out. It's an extra 10% off what's already there at the sale price. You don't need a coupon. You just have to add the item to your cart. You'll see the discount there. And perfect pronunciation of your last name. Yay. That always, like, I have like a little a stress response when I have to call people's names.
Well, that's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I'm always like, oh no, am I going to say that correctly? So I took a moment. I really sounded it out first in my head, and I'm glad I got it this time. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for joining us. Always a joy to have you on, and can't wait to Kumihimo with you again in the future.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. This was so much fun.
Super fun. And I've got, yes, there's Rebecca's site one last time, designandadorn.com. I don't know, I can't remember if you do any particular shows at a particular time or
I do not.
Okay.
They happen when they happen.
Yeah.
We used to do them very regularly, but
I feel like you used to. That's why I was like, I don't know if that's still true, but
no.
So where do they find you when they want to find you?
Well, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube, and you can also sign up for our newsletters. There's a link on our webpage where you can get all of our updates, and you'll find us there.
That's probably the best place to go, because then you'll know when Rebecca has something going on, and she'll send out an email or something to let you know to come join her. So get up on that newsletter. That's probably the best place always.
Yeah, absolutely. Facebook is a little unreliable in terms of showing things to people.
Yeah, I know that you never know. It's just like everyone's setup is different, and you just, you can't, there's no control in that environment. Mm-hmm. So then email is the best way to be in the loop of what's going on in the design and Adorn world. All right, everybody, join us tomorrow. We have a live sale at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We're back this week, so that's going to be a blast with Joyce and Rosa. And then we'll have Joyce again on Friday at 9:30 a.m. for Spill the Beads. And then I'll be back on Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time for Free Spirit Beading. Happy beading, everyone. Love you all. And until next time.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.